The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Guys, welcome back to Probably a Podcast. I have someone who I need you guys to know is instant sunshine in my life. It's like she's like a Sunny D.
Wow.
It's like it's not just sunshine like pure, right? It's like concentrated.
Wow.
It's like that shit that's for sure like somehow bad for you, but it tastes so
Right.
good.
Sunny D.
Sunny D.
That was perfect.
Not good for you, but it's concentrated. You are concentrated sunshine in my life, and you make me so happy. And I'm so happy still that you like live here, and we both travel so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Haley Ringo. I have not said her name yet. I'm very sorry. Hi. Welcome, Haley. And I forget, much like I think we both have just like been traveling so much. You live in Nashville.
Yeah. No, I moved here.
I moved here.
I did move
You're
here. I moved here in February or March. I'm not really positive. It was kind of a blur. But no, well, first of all, that is the best definition that anyone's ever described me as.
Of course.
So thank you. I honestly feel the same way. When you were saying that Anna Grace, you were like, Anna Grace moved away, Haley moved here, like, because we're the same energy level. No one could ever replace you, Anna Grace. Like,
No, never. AG, we love you, BB, but Boof Squad forever. But like, and I hate comparing people. Like, I'm not comparing you guys. I just mean that in the sense that you bring this same light and energy into my life, and it's welcomed in her absence, and I'm just so thankful for it because you guys, and I met you through Anna Grace and Sarah, right?
Yes.
Is that how we
yes,
met?
Yeah.
What's our origin story?
So the first time I met you was at your other house, the one you used to live in
Nashville,
which I thought I was coming there today, actually.
Oh my
then
gosh,
I pulled
yeah.
up and it like looked slightly similar,
it's a street away,
but like slightly different. And then I was
some
like,
of my packages still get delivered there. She's a lovely lady.
wonderful. But yeah, I mean, that's how I was with Anna Grace because I was in town for a wedding. And then we were all going to go out that night. So I showed up at your house. And I just remembered too, I was wearing a similar top where my boobs were about to pop out.
Wait, I don't remember this. Give me the lowdown. What was I? Was I sweet angel baby?
Yeah, you were sweet angel baby.
Okay.
I don't even like. This was 2020, I think.
Okay.
And we went to Tin Roof. Of course.
Obviously, we went to dinner. Obviously,
she's only gonna take us there. Like, there's nowhere else we could go.
I'm sorry if you guys come to visit me in Nashville and you like want to do anything else, we will do it. But we're gonna go to Tin Roof first.
What is the drink that they have there that's like a bunch of stuff mixed together? That's so good.
Are you talking about the one that you shotgun?
Yes.
Pipe bomb?
Maybe. Wait, Vegas? No, that's not it.
Oh, is it a shot or is it a thing that's like a can and you?
Oh, it's a shot.
It's a shot. That is probably there's a very iconic one that they like to refer to as a Gatorade shot.
Okay.
It just does taste like blue Gatorade. And then there's one that's a Vegas bomb.
I think it was a Vegas bomb.
Or a green tea.
I don't know. Whatever it was.
I could list them all.
It was massive. Yeah, literally.
Wait.
There's actually 7.
There were 7 of them. This is a really great interlude to our not sponsored, but kind of sponsored. It's not. I'm not going to tell you what brand of tequila this is, but let's take a shot.
Let's do it. Thank God. Honestly. Cheers.
God, your nails look so good. If you're watching this on YouTube, just the outfit is iconic.
Oh my God, thank you. Well, I went through all of my Instagram last night. I was like, Brian, what outfit do I wear? Like, do I wear this one, this one, this one?
That's such a good thing to do. To go through your, I say all the time, sometimes when we're trying so hard, when we have those moments when we're in our closet and we're like, I have nothing to wear. And everyone's like, bitch, you have so much shit to wear. What I do is I says to myself, Lizzie McGuire, you can be a fucking outfit repeater. It is okay. Especially when you're spending lots of money on your clothes.
Yes.
Like, rewear that shit. Rewear an outfit where you felt sexy, confident, and good. And so I will at times scroll through my Instagram and be like, rewear that shit, bitch.
Yeah.
You looked good. You felt good. Rewear it.
Yeah,
This is my PSA.
I don't understand people that like literally throw it away because I actually, my best friend Danielle, she does this. So this is ode to you. But she literally wears things one time and then gives them away or throws them away.
No.
And I'm like, why? Like, to me, it's the same. It's such a one, it's a waste. 2, yeah, it's like if you look hot, then wear it again. Like,
I just love to feel good, and I am definitely a culprit of like buying a lot more clothes. So I'm like, I already wore that, but I try to remember like it's a good little hack. Scroll through your Instagram, find a pic where you felt obviously hot enough to post the pic, so you feel good in the outfit, and rewear that shit.
Rewear it.
Cheers to rewearing your clothes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Delightful. Oh, God.
Actually,
It's just like sexual.
that one.
Is that okay for me to say?
Welcome to Probably a Podcast. You can say whatever the fuck you want. It's so funny. I get on people's podcasts. I'm like, oh my God, can I say fuck?
Can I say
And
fuck?
they're like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, okay, fuck.
I have to say it.
I had to say it. What was that TikTok that went viral forever ago that was like, probably fuck?
Yeah, probably fuck.
What's your favorite cuss word?
Probably fuck.
God, I really just absolutely murdered that one. rode it hard, hung it up wet,
Yeah.
and then just like took it out on the ranch again.
No, because I feel like, well, it's like it's your, oh my God, my mind just now. You said ranch.
Yellowstone.
Yes!
Knew
God,
it.
I knew, right?
This is how our brains work. You guys can't
why
keep
we're
up.
friends.
Put the podcast in slower motion because we're gonna be all over the fucking place. This is literally, I'm telling you, we could be the newest member of the Boof Squad. Haley, I knew where your brain was going. And that's how that happens. Okay, so
God.
Yellowstone does come back this week. This podcast will air when Yellowstone is much further along, and I love that for you guys listening. That means that more episodes of Yellowstone are currently out, and that makes me happy for you because here's what the current times have reintroduced us to that really fucking grinds my gears, really just sends me just into a tizzy. They did this thing to us where they came out with Netflix, Hulu, right?
Yes. Are we talking about Paramount Plus right now?
No. Okay, first of all, they did that shit where you had to download and pay for 85.
Yeah, 'cause that pissed me off.
Not in her head. That pissed me off. I'm like, spends money on the stupidest shit, but if you tell me I have to pay goddamn $8.99 one more time, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, but then I also do it because
I'm gonna do it.
Subscribe to every single
I'm gonna do it.
channel.
Subscribe to my Instagram, by the way. Shameless plug.
I did see that. Is that a new thing? I just saw you can like subscribe. It's like a Patreon, but like on Instagram.
So I was gonna create a Patreon just for like makeup videos, packing videos, all this stuff that I've like been gatekeeping for the longest time. How I spray tan myself, I'm like really shamelessly plugging. Sorry. How I dye my eyebrows, and I was gonna do Patreon, but then Instagram made it so easy.
Yeah.
Because you would have to leave Instagram, go to Patreon, which is like a third-party site. It's basically like a classier OnlyFans, and like create an account, put your card information. Versus Instagram has it set up that you literally just double-click and they add it as a subscription on your Apple Pay or Apple whatever.
No one wants to be clicking around that many times.
Nobody.
That's like
you lose people that way.
Exactly.
So it's great. Anyways, yeah, subscribe to my Instagram.
Yeah, subscribe.
It's only $4.99. But
if anyone's content you want to see that's like a OnlyFans but classier, it's gonna be Shannon.
This lady. So something that they used to do, what they gave us, they gave it to us on a silver platter. Netflix, Hulu. They give us these series, right? And they give us all the episodes at once.
Yeah.
What a treat.
Yeah.
This is where binge culture happened, right? Which I personally am a huge fan of. I'm a proponent of binge culture. Okay. So like you being able to binge a whole series and staying awake till 4 a.m. and absolutely hating your life the next day because you didn't do anything productive and all you did was watch this show and consume this material and then wake up and regurgitated it to someone around you, forcing them to watch it.
Right.
Love it.
Right.
Can't get enough of that.
Right.
Then they started doing that thing where they go back
The 90s?
to the 90s.
My God.
Not the low-rise jeans in one episode a week.
My God.
An episode a week, Hulu. So I just started watching Tell Me Lies. Or I didn't just start watching, I finished it. But Tell Me Lies, right? Iconic.
It is.
Are you kidding?
No, I haven't seen it. And I had my cousin text me and she was like, and then I watched the trailer and I do want to watch it.
It's so exciting for you because you get to binge it because it's already out.
And that's why I haven't done it yet because I knew I'd lose a day of my life.
It's already out and it's so nice. But what I'm not okay with anymore is these shows are going back to the basics and they're coming out with an episode a week. And Yellowstone is one of them.
And we're not basic bitches, all right? We need to binge these
binge
motherfucking shows. Like,
I'm not I don't want to be productive.
No, I don't want to do anything with my life.
I don't want to set aside 1 hour a week to watch a show continuously for 9 weeks and consume it properly. I want to fucking binge it.
Right.
I want to binge that shit.
Right. I do like surprises, but I don't like to wait every single fucking week, especially when it's
I forget shit.
A drama. With that too.
I forget shit.
I forget what I eat for breakfast, in the morning. Like I genuinely think I might have like a slight, I don't know.
A memory problem?
I'm not going to speak it out because I believe in that shit, but I'm like, I might need a brain scan. I'm just going to say that.
I was going to go like way lower grade. I was going to be like Finding Nemo, like Dory. She probably needed a brain scan.
Yeah, no, she did. And so Brian literally is like, Dory, he calls me that as a joke. And I'm like, you're laughing, but there might be a problem.
I think it's not that I don't remember stuff. I think I'm so ADD that like I truly do. Like I consume things, but I don't retain them.
Yes.
So like I don't have someone's like, I told you that and you repeated it back to me. We had a whole conversation about it. I'm like, I know, but it literally went do 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 do.
Yeah. What do you think that is? Because that's the same thing. Like the podcasts that I listen to that are like literally sometimes 3 hours long, where they're just like having these super into aliens right now. I think I told you that.
You're super into aliens. We have to talk about that.
We obviously will talk about that because I did see a UFO, but like side plot twist.
Love.
But I cannot hold I was a history major in college, and you'd think that I would remember like a lot of.
Really?
Yes, shocking. I know. I know.
That's almost as shocking as me being a political science major in college.
That is also shocking. You know what?
Running for governor.
We like. Okay, but
My
honestly,
nipples for sure on the internet somewhere.
I could kind of see it. I could kind of fucking see it. And I would vote for you.
Thank you.
And I think a lot of people would.
Thank you so much. Honestly, it's a shame we just missed midterms. I should have been a write-in ballot.
Yeah, a 25-year-old just won the election for some state.
For some state, really?
For some state somewhere, for something.
Is that only the presidency? Me, a political science major. I think it's only the presidency where there's an age requirement. You have to be at least 28, 35. Oh my God, me, I'm like 28, which is how old I am.
That's still so
Like
young.
me.
Can you imagine having a 35-year-old Zaddy president?
I think we for sure did, right? Wasn't like
JFK? God.
He probably was
What
way
a
older than
hottie.
35, but we just said Zaddy and we're like JFK.
No, I honestly don't think he was. Honestly, though, he was a fine specimen.
He was.
Fucked up, but are we
R.I.P.,
all?
dude,
So,
rip.
You know what I mean? Yeah, rip.
Right back to Yellowstone.
Exactly. And we're fucking full circle. All right, we're back to Yellowstone. This is how our brains work. It's like zit, zit, zit. And if you can't keep up, then...
Do you know, people tell me all the time, I swear I thought my podcast was in like 1.5 speed. I looked down and it wasn't. And then there was this one person the other day that told me, I was on Broadway, and she was like, oh my God, I'm just like you. My brain works like you. And I was listening to your podcast and I was like, damn, normally I can keep up with Shannon, but even this one, I'm like, whew, she is talking fast. She's like, I had it in 2 times speed. I go, 2 times speed? How did I not sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks?
How do you put it at 2 times speed?
You can listen to podcasts or audiobooks or anything. You can select it and like if sometimes I'll listen to podcasts I'm actually really interested in, but they're just, normal functioning humans who speak at a normal rate, a normal volume, and they talk like this, which I'm like, get the fuck to the point, okay? Like, I love you and I want to consume what you're saying, but like, hurry the fuck up about it. So that's me personally. So I always put those in 1.5.
Yeah, okay. I didn't even know that. That's new to my brain.
Do you know? Because, oh my God, we have so much to talk about. I can't even keep up.
so much to talk about.
I'm like, I wrote notes, but me, out the window.
Yeah,
Boop.
they're gone. I'm also, these pants, I'm like, this outfit of choice, my vagina is like constricted right now.
That's okay.
From this bodysuit.
I usually do have to make sure whatever outfits I'm wearing are like conducive with my hemorrhoids, because when they're just up there, yeah.
Ow.
I know.
When did that?
I got one of those pair of leggings. When did that happen? When I was 16. It's so shitty, because literally you should get those when you like give birth or you're like 80, right? That's like the only time you should have hemorrhoids. But I got mine when I was like 16. I got like constipated one time. It happened. It was horrible. And yeah, I should get them. Like, you can have surgery to have them removed, but it just feels like the downtime I'm just not willing to put up with. Wow, we're really airing it all here.
We're just like airing it. We're letting it all loose.
I think on my previous podcast with Mary Carlisle, which those aren't on the internet anymore, but I'm pretty sure I talked about hemorrhoids there. So if you're an OG listener, you already know about my roids. But
then I forgot, because I listened to every single one of those, and I literally already forgot. So
hemorrhoids never forget.
I don't forget to grab
another shot. Would you like another one?
No,
maybe that's probably the last thing we need.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I was saying whenever I wear things. Oh, I bought one of those pairs of leggings off Amazon.
Oh yes, when you were 16. Oh.
Well, I bought a pair of leggings off Amazon, and it's one of those ones. I personally suffer from a disease called no acetol, where I don't have any ass at all whatsoever.
I literally was thinking in my head, like, put it.
You're like, oh no, what is she diagnosed with? I'm so sad for her. Send me flowers. And I'm working on it because I'm going to the gym. I'm a gym girly now. Who is she? I'm
right, because
strong.
your hot British boyfriend, British lover, which I feel like we should talk about that, because really
we have to talk about your dream, obviously.
Yeah, we obviously talk about that, but really quick, back to James.
back to James.
James, this one's for you. No, literally, I was like, he's so obviously that's what he does. So I was wondering, I was like, is she gonna become like a gym rat?
A gym girly. I have been introduced to it. I really appreciate. I was very honest with James up front. I was like, I didn't go over the top. I wasn't like, because it became a part of like my shtick. Like I was like, I don't go to the gym. I drink tequila. I don't fuck with the gym. But it was also true. Like I just didn't like it.
But still, like hot as fuck. Like genetics. What the?
Yeah, but that only lasts for so long. You know what I mean? Like that shit. I did notice like things were. You just know you get in your late 20s and it's things like hangovers hit you.
Oh yeah.
And I was never unhappy with my body, but it's crazy I've noticed like even, and I was talking to producer Courtney about it, because she's actually a little workout girly herself. And I was like, I feel like strong. Like it's not even like, I haven't seen like a crazy difference in my body by any means. Right. Like I'm not like, oh my God, I look so fucking good. I just like, I really do actually, what they're saying is not hype. Like I feel better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm sleeping better. I feel better. I have more of an appetite because I'm like working out and then like want to eat more. Like, I don't know. It's just cool. But all that being said, I told James from the front end, I was like, look, it's not my thing. I love that it's your thing. I will support you. And I don't ever want to feel pressured to go. And he was like, I'm never going to pressure you to go. But like, of course, when you want to be involved in the things your boyfriend does, because you're interested in them, so you want to be interested in the things they're doing, I started being like, all right, if this is what you're interested in, I guess I'll go with you. And then did I like it at first? No. And one thing I always said, I stood by this. I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? What the literal fuck are they talking about when they say, yeah, but once you worked out, aren't you so glad you did? I'm like, no, I have never felt, it must be how I've never experienced runner's high, because I'm just like, I'll never be into cardio. I say now, but like,
God,
I just like,
I love running.
See, and people that love running say, you hit this runner's high. I'm like,
it's
what?
like almost like it almost
euphoric.
feels like, yeah, like
that's what they say, floating.
Yeah,
like
floating.
they're like, it literally is like a drug. Like it
Yes.
feels so good, right?
Yes.
So that is what I equate, like how people literally would just say casual things like, yeah, that workout was so hard, but like, don't you feel so good that you did it? And I'm like, I don't feel good that I did it. I literally I truly don't feel good that I did it. I feel sweaty. My spray tan's fucked up. I don't feel like but it's because I wasn't consistent with it. So like every time I would work out, I would be like, that was such an inconvenience. Yeah. And no, I don't feel good. And I'm like, the back of my neck is like sweating and my hair is fucked up.
Right. And now I have to shower and like do a blowout again. And now I can't binge the crown. Like what the fuck was it?
100%. Oh my God, the crown just came out too.
I mean, literally.
I'm saving it for my flight. So don't.
It came out last night. Like I saw it last night, right? On Netflix.
So I was on FaceTime with James and he was like telling me something and I go, oh, and he was like, what? And I go, sorry, I just got a notification that the crown's out and I can't watch it because I have to save it for my flight to South Africa. And he was like, okay, Shannon, I thought something serious happened.
Yeah,
and
right.
I was like, that is serious.
I mean, that reaction could have been a lot of things, but literally,
that was it.
I agree. I was last night. It came out on Netflix. I'm pretty positive, and so you guys know this timeline of this podcast, obviously. But I like saw it, and I was like, because Brian doesn't enjoy it. I'm like, listen, that's
but you're a history girl, so you loved it.
Oh,
I love it too.
I also in a past life, I was 1,000% in the 1930s, 40s, and then I also lived, I think, in the 1930s and 40s in London specifically.
Yes,
and then I also think in a past life, like 1883, I sobbed every episode, which is like bizarre. I never watched it. The first 2-3 were kind of slow, and then all of a sudden it just got fucking wild. But I also think there's like something to, I genuinely, like, I believe in past lives. We can get to that later as well.
We've talked about my past life.
Yeah, okay, gotta hear about that.
Oh, I'll tell you.
I relate to it so much that I'm like, there's no fucking way I wasn't like...
Anna Grace truly believes that she was an 8-year-old Hispanic boy living in, I can't remember specifically, and she dead ass is like, I know it's true, because she had her past life read. She's like, I know it's true because... Sorry, I'm laughing because she's so fucking serious and I believe her. She's like, because like I can't speak Spanish, but I understand all of it. And I'm like, no. She goes, seriously, if you speak to me right now, if you just told me a paragraph in Spanish, I'd be like, I'm so sorry for your loss, and I'm sure your couch is going to get delivered on Wednesday, and don't worry about your books being on time because they're going to come and you're going to be able to sign for them. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And she's like, no, I understand it all.
She's literally next level. Like she had like a reading done by Shaman Durek, right? And like literally then she fell asleep for 4 hours. And I was like, so you had an exorcism? Like what the fuck happened? Literally. And she was like, I mean, I kind of like he sees numbers and he like reads your code, like the Matrix, right?
Literally.
Like she, had her numbers read, whatever. He's telling her things from like her childhood that like no one would ever know ever, even if he stalked her endlessly on Instagram. And then she fell asleep for 4 hours. And then she like, that was like, I feel like her first
awakening to reading.
She was already like woke in the good way, okay, not in the bad way.
Not the Karen woke way.
We
can't do the Karen woke, but Anna Grace woke is the best, and also shameless plug. She's gonna describe all of these moments, not opportunities, but moments, and maybe opportunities in her life on her podcast. Not a shameless plug because she's my bestie. Go check out AG University and listen because she explains all of this at length. Yeah, the Shaman Derek. That
and
really
her
changed her life.
Going into the not past life, into the not death. I don't know,
she had like a near death experience. Yeah,
I literally the video she posted today. I started crying. I was like, what's wrong with me? Why?
Producer Courtney literally posted it. She's like, I've listened to it and recorded it, and I cried.
Yeah,
literally.
No, I just because we know her, right? You obviously she's the most genuine, kind, and I didn't even get to get into this, but like
you believe her. You can't not.
You can't not.
She's not lying.
She's a fucking unicorn. She is literally the best. But okay, I didn't get to say this at the beginning because I got sidetracked, I'm sure. But I am so excited to be on your podcast today.
Oh.
I have literally Anna Grace has talked about you for 3 years now. Like as long as her and I, 4 years? How long have we been friends?
I know, I was gonna say, it might even be 4 years.
I gotta think about this for a second. But I just she adores you so much and I adore her so much. And you and I have really only got to hang out twice. Truly. One of which was at Coachella and I was on shrooms. So Megan Thee Stallion.
I was on, Meg the Stallion. Yeah. I was on.
Who the fuck takes mushrooms at Megan Thee? Me? Thinking that was a good idea.
What did I do? I did ecstasy, right? I liked it a lot. That was a very enjoyable experience, except for the time that Anna Grace left me and I was by myself. And then right when she left, the drugs hit. That was not enjoyable. I locked TK in the bathroom.
Yes.
The porta potty.
This is at Coachella?
This is at Coachella. Yep.
Wait, Anna Grace was there?
Yeah. Her and I went together.
Wait, dude, this is the thing.
We ran into you.
My brain. No. I don't remember her being there. I just remember you.
We were there. We were all there. Anna Grace was also not on drugs, so maybe we were on the same wavelength. Only the people that were on drugs could see each other.
I was in space. I was in fucking space.
We were all in space together. That was one of my pleasant drug experiences. There was a brief moment of panic because I was like, oh my God, the drugs hit me it was like Anna Grace goes, I'll be right back. And then I was like, okay, I'll see you in a sec. And then it was like, shoom. And I was like, fuck.
I'm not gonna say who gave me the drugs just in case it's not kosher.
I know who she is.
One of
She did the drugs with me. Not the drugs you were on, but she did X with me. She's like, dude, you're fine. I swear I do this all the time. And I was like, okay.
She pulls out. I've done shrooms before, but she pulls out these pill form, and I'm like, shit, that's
microdose.
elite, Oh,
that's even better. I feel like it's dicey. Well, remember Anna Grace took a cap and a stem.
Okay, right. So
that's dicey.
The stem
when it's in a pill form, that means that someone has some fucking beautiful scientist shaman has microdosed it properly.
Right.
This is all my friends that have the best experiences on mushrooms are like, I can't believe your friend Anna Grace didn't have a good experience. Did she microdose? I'm like, no, baby. She took a cap and a stem, a mushroom from Whole Foods. They're like, what the fuck? The whole thing.
That was hell, right? Mushrooms should not be hell. They should be. You can't take them in an insane amount because you'll get fucked up and think you're in hell.
Please refer back to date. I think Trip of a Lifetime was one of the funniest episodes I've ever had. I have people that literally tell me that people have passed away in their family and they listened to that episode and it brought them out of depression. That is the funniest fucking episode. And all it is Anna Grace just giving recounting her on mushrooms.
Yeah.
In Sedona. It's so fucking funny, but it's not funny because I feel so bad for her because she's like, I thought my soul was leaving my body.
Right.
And it was a horrible experience. But I tell her all the time, I'm like, that's so crazy because everyone else that I know that talks about mushrooms says it's changed their life for the better because they microdose.
Yes.
Because they either take a little bite of the chocolate or a pill form of
Yes.
microdosing mushrooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I can speak to that because I had tried mushrooms once before Coachella, and then our dear friend, I love you. If you're listening to this, you know who you are. That was a great experience. That was pill form, and it had to be a microdose because the thing is, I've never had a bad trip on mushrooms.
Yeah.
To me, it is the most euphoric. You just feel so alive. Oh my God, I just remembered the first time I ever had mushrooms. This is what it is. Okay. The irony of all this is that a bride, gave me
We
mushrooms.
haven't even got into what Haley actually does. We just started fucking talking
matter.
about it.
It literally doesn't
matter. No, we will. Okay, but we do have to add some context. Sorry. Haley is an incredible, talented, well sought after wedding photographer in general.
So I'm a photographer. But I was in Nantucket. I'm not going to say her name either, even though I know she literally also wouldn't care. But her wedding was amazing. I don't even drink on the job. I just keep it very professional.
I feel like all the brides probably say you can if you want.
No, they try to give me shots. I mean, because
no.
I have a persona on Instagram, right?
Sure.
I know, same, but and I'm listen though, me with one shot is me falling asleep and I don't want to be doing that. Me with two is fun, but I have $30,000 of equipment with me. I'm not going to be risking that.
Right.
Or your wedding photos. Or just not a good idea.
I respect that. I think you should. Yeah. It's so funny. When I first met producer Courtney, I was always drinking on the job. And I was like, you can have one if you want. She'd always be like, I'm good. And I was always like, okay, sorry. I hope she didn't just feel awkward when I said that. And then the next time I'd be like, oh, by the way, if you want to, you can. She's like, I'm good. And I'm always like, oh, okay. And then one day I realized she's working.
Yeah.
Bitch, she's you should be so happy that your employee's I'm okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
but no, thank you.
It's different. But but I was in Nantucket and the bride tried to hand me a pink glitter pill and I knew it was ecstasy. And I was like, yo.
Are they pink glitter?
Well, you can have, I guess
you
sure
can do
there's a
whatever
lot
you
of
want,
forms of this. But what other drug is going to be in a pink glitter form?
I actually don't know.
I don't know either, but I would think my mind immediately went to ecstasy. Plus, I all knew they were doing X, so I was like,
oh, okay,
we're good. But I was like, no, I'm on the job. This is while I was still on the clock, okay?
Do you think that she would have been, I'm actually asking because you said you know her and she's a great person. Do you think she would have been so pissed if you were like, sorry, your photos are like, I forgot to take them? Like,
no.
Or they're all blurry. Or
no. She's honestly like,
she would have just been like, that's cool.
I'll tell you who it is after, but she runs literally like a massive fucking company. I don't think she would have cared. I mean, I would never do that because of like, but because that would give me the most anxiety. So yeah, I was like, so I've never tried X, and I am not going to do it on the job or right now with like people I don't really know.
Oh, you're like,
well.
I've never done this before, so I'm not going to start on the job.
No, yeah, right. So then I got off. I was like done shooting. I was, off the clock, if you will, and but they still wanted me to stay and like party after. And so her assistant, who she had smuggled, okay?
Smuggled. The actual definition for what Anna Grace and I call ourselves, which is the boof squad, would just be boofing. We'd be boofante sometimes, just boofing around, whatever. We have like a million different ways to say boof. The actual definition of boof is to smuggle drugs up your anus.
Asshole?
I think it's anus.
Yeah.
It's anus. Yeah. So anyways, continue.
Well, she didn't do it that way. No.
Okay.
She literally put it in. Actually, if you really want to smuggle drugs across country, this works. You put it in. My mom's gonna be so fucking proud of this.
Love.
You put it in. Basically, she got like a packet of tea, and then she put the drugs in tea bags, like in tea. Like, so here, whatever she fucking did with tea. I don't know.
I really truly think though, like, don't you think that TSA agents or something is like, they're traveling with tea? Let's like sniff out the bags.
She nailed it. She used USPS.
Oh, that easy.
No, but hold on.
Oh, very illegal,
My
but easy.
fiance's ex-business partner got literally arrested because he was not smuggling. That's what he's not going over the borders.
Not smuggling, but like you're transporting.
He did that like they lived in Colorado, so obviously all potheads, but he was just like transporting weed from
via
state
tea
to
bags.
state. No, just in USPS, like in normal bags. And he got caught.
Idiot.
Don't do
I'm
that.
sorry,
right?
idiot.
She like masked it with, and I'm not sure if she used, whatever. It doesn't matter.
You gotta be sneaky. The second you get comfortable.
Yeah.
The second you get
maybe
comfortable.
just like don't do that, honestly though, because you could get caught. And had she did, like, there would have been mushrooms, ecstasy, cocaine, like literally,
God.
like it would have been bad. So
it would have been a whole spiel.
Right. Don't do that. But I did shrooms for the first time. She gave me a bite. She was like, here, take this whole chocolate. And me being me, I was like, I'm going to do a fourth because I'm going to see how it goes.
So that's how I was at Coachella. The person that gave me, and I'll tell you after the show who gave it to me.
Yes.
After, it was the best ever, by the way. But after, I will say, he gave me a pill, said maybe you want to just take half. My brain, because I've had so many, if you're a loyal listener, you know I've had so many horrible experiences with drugs. I will try anything once. I don't, and I've said it before, I don't luckily have an addictive personality.
If I was going to do, I've never tried cocaine. If I was going to do it, I would do it with you.
Let me tell two people who should absolutely not do cocaine. You and I, we should absolutely never do cocaine. I used to like randomly, randomly recreationally take Adderall just for like, first of all,
I was prescribed that shit.
We live in America.
You're
so
right.
like people would be like, you shouldn't talk about taking Adderall when you're not prescribed. I'm like, bitch, oh my God, that shit is, they prescribe 80 milligrams to 12-year-olds. Like, I'm sorry. Okay.
And
I
also,
dabbled in college, but
y'all, literally my doc, just to affirm what you're saying. I had a doctor in college that everyone at UT, I went to UT in Austin, and everyone used the same fucking guy.
Naturally.
And I did not have to take any tests. I did not have to sign any paperwork.
They've cracked down a lot because
I'm sure he did. Yeah, I'm sure they did because.
Well, maybe he didn't. Maybe you should still go to this doctor in UT if you want some fucking drugs. But I truly believe that like I believe in honesty, and I'm not afraid of people being like, you shouldn't talk about that on your podcast. I'm like, I shouldn't talk about my life. I don't take Adderall anymore, but like when I tell you, well, okay, that's also a lie. Like every once in a while, maybe like if I was going out and I knew I wanted to stay awake till 4 a.m, I'd be like, I'll take a half of a half of a half. But like literally
0.25.
Any time that I took Adderall, you don't want to be around me. Like I say it often. Oh my God, you know her.
Wait, are you talking about the come down?
No. I'm saying when we laughed and we said you and I are the last people who should ever take cocaine, Adderall basically is cocaine.
Well, it's a shittier version of Adderall. Cocaine is a shittier version of Adderall.
Adderall is cocaine that lasts longer, I think.
Right.
So like when I tell you the times that I really did abuse it in the sense that like I wasn't prescribed to it and I wasn't taking it to study for a test.
Right.
I'd be like, well, all my friends are going to say wait till 4 a.m, so I'm going to take like a half of an Adderall. I would be like the most miserable person to be around if I wasn't drinking. Like for instance, and I've said this before on my social media and I needed to say it again. You know her, Kellyanne.
Yes.
Amazing makeup artist. I had her on my podcast.
Just launched her platform.
You guys go fucking check it out. Makeup by Kellyanne. Sign up. Wonderful. However, I need to literally, I say it all the time. And of course, Kellyanne, she's like, stop. Don't apologize. Producer Courtney knows exactly what I'm talking about because we were in New York. I was so hungover. I think in my head, like, this is so fucking stupid. I'm like, maybe if I take an Adderall, I'll be less hungover. That dehydrates you. Like, don't do that.
Yes.
And it just turned me into the way my brain works and functions. Like, if I am in a situation, I remember I took Adderall randomly here and there if I was like pulling an all-nighter in college.
Yeah.
And when I was by myself in my room with only textbooks in front of me, sure, yeah, I guess I would study and pull an all-nighter and get work done.
Right.
When you take Adderall in a recreational way and you abuse the substance,
and you're not ADD or ADHD.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I am or ain't. I cannot amaranth.
I can't confirm nor deny.
I cannot confirm nor deny because I've never been tested, but I can't imagine I'm not. I can imagine that I'm not. Some sort of attention deficit disorder is within me. However, when you abuse a substance, which I do, the people that are like, you shouldn't talk about that, you shouldn't glorify that, I'm like, they're right. Because like, I don't think people should ever be just like recreationally taking Adderall, but I also believe in honesty. And I did. I used to take it. And this time that I had Kelly on my podcast, I was like, oh my God, I'll just take it half of an Adderall. And keep in mind how sensitive I am to these things.
Right.
I was taking a 10 milligram pill. My friends in their lifetime have been prescribed 60 milligrams at a time, okay? I was taking a 10 milligram pill, breaking it in half.
Wait, of Adderall?
Yes. Breaking it in half.
That's still pretty high.
And then doing half of that. So 2.5.
Yes.
2.5. I think that day I probably took half, so that's 5 milligrams. But do you know how crazy that is? And that should be so much more talked about. And I think it is. And Anna Grace talks about it a lot on her podcast, how like the overprescription of Adderall is insane. Do you know that, going back to James, and it's not a thing. Adderall is not. Hi, James. It's not legal in really any other country. I don't know if they have different forms of it. Adderall is like a thing that all people that live in other countries, they all say like, oh yeah, that like American drug. Oh yeah, that thing that everyone in America does.
Okay, hold on, pause. I think your accent's really good.
Thank you. Okay, so, first of all, James, thank you.
I don't know what he was saying because that was pretty good.
He
but then again, I'm not.
Says it's so bad. So. But yeah, they refer to it as like that thing that Americans do.
That's so
because
sad.
like
That's
in
so
America,
sad.
we allow so much more things to be introduced to our bodies. However, when I was, in the spirit of being honest, like randomly doing it, was that time with Kellyanne, and I was horrible to be around. Just want to issue an apology because, and I've said it to her 100 times and she's so sweet. She's like, oh my God, stop. But it is exactly what happens when someone that's not when someone's not A, prescribed to a drug, and B, a prescription drug, and B, you take it, like I said, if you have attention deficit and you want to like focus in work, focus in school, whatever, I understand the purpose for it. There are people that are listening to this that's like, I've been on Adderall, I've never abused it, and it works wonderful for me. Yeah. I'm sure that's true. But when I personally took it in a setting in which I was just like talking to my girlfriends right here, right now, anyone listening to this podcast probably already thinks I'm on fucking 30 milligrams of Adderall, right? I'm not. This is who I am as a person. It is upsetting to me.
We're fabulous. No, we're fabulous.
It's this is great and crazy. And I'm sure a lot of people have turned this podcast off at this time, but me and Haley were just saying that a lot of people are like, I understand everything you're saying and I'm keeping up with it all. Yeah. But I apologized to Kellyanne because I was like, I interrupted her so much because when you do stuff like that and you're in a state of just like chatting, talking, whatever, for me personally, all it does is make me not listen to the other person, and my brain is firing like and then all I did was like, she would say the word cup and it would make me think of a story about a cup, and then before she was finished with her story, I was like, right, cups, right? This one time, and it was like, you know, as an interviewer, and I'm always working on it, I know I interrupt people, I'm trying to be better about it, but like that's like not cool. And I told her, I was like, I know I'm bad at like, you know, interrupting people sometimes, but yours was a different level. And it was because I took an Adderall. Like, it's crazy, really. Like, again, I'm not promoting drugs on this podcast. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do them. I'm just saying, personally, me, I usually will try anything once.
Yeah.
I do think I'm going to, like, probably steer clear of black tar heroin. Just feel like I don't need to, like,
will
dabble.
not be doing that or meth.
Don't want to. I did meth.
What?
I'll save it for a solo podcast. I really need the material. But yeah, I accidentally did meth. I talked about it on.
Oh, you accident. That's very different than you intentionally.
Oh my God.
doing
Yeah.
meth.
Sorry. No, that should be said.
That's very, very different.
I'm like, I was at a party. I was like, why not? No, it was an accident. But I talked about it on Instagram one time and they removed it. And I got like a fucking, slash against my account.
They need to relax, honestly.
First of all, Instagram,
first of
relax.
all, the things that they like censor versus, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Relax,
Okay,
Instagram.
So a lot of my friends that aren't actually ADD, ADHD, like me, because I was apparently tested because I'm dyslexic. And when they tested me for that, they were like, well, let's just test her for ADD.
Right.
She doesn't have it, which I'm still like, verdict's out, but like, whatever.
Verdict's out.
But my friends that actually are ADD and have ADHD, when they take Adderall or they take Vyvanse,
they
or
go shoom.
Yes. And so that's why I don't think you are.
So I've heard that 1,000 times.
Because I'm not.
People say if you don't have ADHD or ADD, and you take Adderall or Vyvanse or one of the 100 other ones, then it creates this like motion inside of you. But if you actually have it, it makes you just like focus.
Yes.
So I have heard people say before that like you probably don't have it because it responds to your body differently. I'm here to say on this podcast, I respect and appreciate doctors, but I low-key feel like nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. And unless you're like an alien, going back to aliens, and you can like go in, or Osmosis Jones, we love to talk about him on this podcast. If you can like crawl inside someone's body and see inside of them, doing like a test. Also, think back to college. Think about all my friends in college. I'm shocked I never did this, probably for the best, because I never was ever legally prescribed to Adderall. Thank God, because I would have totally abused it even more.
Yeah.
But like, think back to all my friends that were like, oh my God, it's so easy to get Adderall.
Yeah.
You just go to the doctor, you tell them you can't focus. You say like, oh, I keep like running red lights because I can't even focus. And they're like, whoa, here's Adderall. Like my friends had like a textbook of things to say to a doctor to get Adderall. And it was like that easy. And maybe they've cracked down since then. But like, I had a lot of friends that were like, it is the easiest drug in the world to get. And if you really think about it, it's a really insanely intense, powerful drug that should not be so accessible. It's literally speed.
It is. And it's also like, yeah, it's to me, I don't take it anymore at all. Like I do not fuck with it.
Not even recreationally?
No, not at all.
I stopped too. I literally will, it would have to be the rarest occasion. Like you would have to be telling me that if I fell asleep, I'm going to go to jail. So I'm like, fine, then give me an Adderall. Yeah. And even then I'd be like, okay, but half of a half of a half of a half.
Yeah.
Which
well,
it's just not, it's not good for you.
It's not, because like, so for me, like I told you, I'm really sensitive to like everything. But
sorry if you're listening to this and you love Adderall and you're prescribed to it and you do it the right way, then this is not for you. But like, we're talking about it a different way.
I do think that we are the majority. I think the minority don't. But like when I had to stop taking it in college, I was on 30 milligrams of Vyvanse. Then they upped my dose because after time your body becomes like
immune to it. Yeah.
They upped my dose to 40 milligrams. I have like a slight heart issue. And
no fucking shit.
And they upped it. And I was riding my bike to class like my 8 a.m. And I basically passed out on my bike, hit the ground, didn't know where I was, blacked out, and my heart like couldn't handle the 10 milligram difference. And so I went to the doctor and he was like, oh, okay, well, here's this heart medication to like lower your heart rate. Well, then like a month later, I'm starting having these symptoms of like feeling, I called them Vyvanse hangovers, because I would feel so fucking depressed. I'd wake up.
What's a come down from a drug?
Yeah.
And now that I can speak on this because I've taken other drugs, it's a come down.
Yes.
When you take Adderall and then you're off it, the dopamine levels that are
they're sucked out of your brain.
They're pumping through. Adderall's a happy drug. When I would take Adderall and I would, back in the day in college, I would like pull an all-nighter. I wouldn't get any work done for college. I would just sit on Facebook at the time and I would be like, you get a like, you get a like, you get a comment, you get a comment. I'm going to write a novel about how much I love someone on their wall.
Yes.
Like it makes you so happy.
Happy, euphoric. I wrote one time, I lived with 6 girls my last years of college. I wrote every single one of them a love letter. While they were at class one day while I was on Adderall.
That's not normal.
So,
I'm sure those girls were lovely, but like that's not normal.
No, they were like, what the fuck? But like I was like, yo.
They were like, what the
we good.
fuck?
But I mean, like I had to literally, I had to get off. I went into the guy and I was like, hey, I'm having these like really severe like depression symptoms. I don't know what's wrong, because like nothing's wrong. And he was like, oh, it's not the drug, it's you. And I was like, no. So I go back, look online, and if you look online, literally to anything, if you look up like the actual name of the drug, it's like, I mean, it goes to like worst case. It's like schizophrenia, like suicidal thoughts, like all these
right,
things.
all of it.
And so I flushed a bottle and a half of Vyvanse down my toilet.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Sometimes it'd be like that. So anyways, I don't fuck with that anymore, but I do enjoy an occasional microdose of shrooms.
I hear, and I don't know if this is just I'm like following the trend of Hollywood. And I'm like, that's so cool. I guess in the 80s, like Coke was cool. I don't know if they're gonna come out and be like, yeah, so like
so are Quaaludes.
Mushrooms are really
and
bad
those
for
are
you. I have a jar upstairs that says Quaaludes.
Oh, I was like, do you have Quaaludes too?
I have a jar of Quaaludes upstairs. No, I have a jar upstairs from Jonathan Adler, this like designer, home decor designer, that says Quaaludes on it. It says like dumb, silly stuff on all their jars. But my dad came over one time and goes, do you even know what a Quaalude is?
I fucking know this story about your dad because I listened to this podcast episode.
Oh, me not repeating stories, but like basically he was just like, do you know what a Quaalude is? And I was like, not really. And he explained them but in the 70s, I'm sure they knew they weren't good for you, but like, I don't want to speak on mushrooms and they're just like the trendy thing right now, but I'm almost pretty positive that like mushrooms are not bad for you.
No,
question mark?
I don't think so. I mean, you can.
Yeah, like producer Courtney, Google it.
Yeah, you can do too many, but like, and
I'm
that's
kidding.
when
I don't
you
know
end up in hell, and you're like not physically. Well, maybe.
Well,
but you think you are.
I wonder if the issue is if you do too many, and then like you have these thought processes like I can fly, and then you like jump off a building or something. No, that's probably problematic. But mushrooms, I feel like is the one that everyone's kind of just saying if you do it appropriately in the right amounts, it's just kind of like can awaken different parts of your body. I'm too afraid to do them. I haven't done them because Anna Grace has just scarred me. So all my friends are like, do them. And I'm like, I'm just too scared. She has my cheese.
In my I said cheeser, but I meant my freezer. I have a lot.
Cheeser sounds like your vagina.
I know.
I don't know why. Sorry,
I don't know why
picture
I said
cheese.
Well, I'm like, was I thinking of Parmesan? Like, I don't know what I was going with that. I was in New York for something, I don't know, and I was staying with my friend, and I had this guy who like I thought it was like a casual like mushroom guy. Like I don't know, like you can get weed from like Uber Eats or something. Yeah. And so like, you know, I'm texting him, but I'm having to use like Signal, which was this app that Brian and I had to use when he was in Bahrain because it's like highly encrypted.
Oh my God, you know WhatsApp is encrypted end to end. James always tells me that. He's like, we use WhatsApp because it's encrypted end to end. I'm like,
wait,
okay.
I actually don't think it is.
Well, that's false advertising because they say it on every little bit of it. Encrypted end to end.
Because
WhatsApp?
the military uses Signal. And so this drug dealer, he was a fucking drug dealer. I'm like texting this guy and I'm like, yo, I just want some like chocolate bars. They're microdose level of chocolate bars. And so I'm like,
your personal messages are end to end encrypted. Fucking liar.
Well, they better be. Who owns it now?
WhatsApp is,
but who owns
Meta.
WhatsApp? So Facebook?
Maybe.
Those aren't encrypted.
Listen, we're lying. If there's one thing about me, I'm a liar.
That would actually be like a massive, like that would be a huge flaw if they were lying. So maybe
surely
it
is. Okay.
We're going to go with the pot. Maybe they are. And maybe they are. Sure they are. But regardless, the military uses Signal. And so I was trying to get these chocolate bars.
Was this guy that stressed out about mushroom chocolate bars?
That's
that
what
he was
I was
using
saying.
What a military
I was like,
uses?
dude, I don't want heroin. Like, what is going on?
Relax. Like, I feel like everyone uses mushrooms.
No, it gets better. So literally I'm texting this guy that turns out to be a female, right? But then she connects me to another number. That person this is a true story, connects me to another number in the Signal app. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't want the mushrooms that bad.
No, well, clearly I did because they were that.
Because
honestly,
you're like, okay, fine.
Like mushrooms are, if you do the right amount, they're great.
You love it. Okay.
And you can't like casually find them in Tennessee. I'm sure you can, but I don't know anyone to call yet. So yet.
Leave a comment.
Hit me up.
Leave a comment below if
actually just like DM me on Instagram.
No, just message me on WhatsApp because it's end-to-end encrypted.
Yeah. I do have WhatsApp. So I'm messaging this guy and he shows up to my friend's flat in New York. And he literally...
Oh my God, you're so British.
He has me...
Only British people say flat. We would say apartment.
Because I watched a lot of The Crown. Like I just rewatched the entire
I was rewatching
4
it as
seasons.
well. Okay, I thought it was a past life thing, but all right.
No.
Okay.
Well, it also is a past life thing because I was and I am.
You are. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
We'll get to that. So I literally had this guy come up. He had
We're already at 50 minutes. We're like, we'll get to that.
Know,
Everyone's
sorry,
like, bitch.
guys.
We can't get to that.
We're having a 3-hour podcast right now.
Don't worry. No. It's Joe Rogan.
No, we're on Joe Rogan.
He is always talking about drugs.
Dude, honestly, we're the female version of that. So this guy has a briefcase that he has to like use a key to get into. He has to come into our friend's apartment, open it up.
Was your friend, because I know who you're talking about, we're not going to say her name, was she not freaking out?
I definitely think I freaked her out but she didn't, you know, she's so kind. She was like not saying anything. And I was just like, because I also didn't know. I was like, yo, so now you're saying I just like come in here. Is that okay? And so she Literally.
After I got transported to 3 different numbers, 2 different people, he's now saying he has to come in. He's also saying he has a bazooka, but like, don't worry about it. But like,
And a machete.
It's fine. Is that cool?
Is that cool?
Is that cool?
He comes inside, opens his thing, and I'm looking around, I'm like, it's just mushrooms. Like, crazy.
This is crazy that he's like this. Okay.
So I like got all these things, and then I went, like, there was like another bodega, as in New York, you guys say.
I foresee mushrooms being the new weed, where like you can walk into a shop and buy different strands of mushrooms.
I hate weed. Honestly, weed puts me to sleep. I'm not fun on it. Mushrooms, opposite. I'm like, yo.
That's what everyone says. Okay.
So I basically took these on the plane with me, took them to TSA. I'm TSA.
Was it a chocolate form?
Is this gonna be arrested? Actually?
No. Surely
no,
not.
it's not. It's not. Surely
What?
not.
But what can
chocolate bars?
Chocolate bars. Okay, I've traveled with weed chocolate bars, and people were like, "Aren't you scared?" I'm like, no. But I'll tell you what, they're always in my checked luggage. Like
that's actually worse. You don't want to do that. So my friend's my fiance's friend.
There's a time where I've been like in TSA and like dogs are sniffing shit, and I'm like, I never travel with drugs in my like carry on, but I always think to myself, what if I had like chocolates in my like carry on?
I don't know. So this is in Denver, and he was saying that the guy, like, keep in mind, this is Brian's friend who got arrested for transporting weed across state borders, right? Okay.
He's doing a lot of like crazy shit, I feel like.
Well, that was his like high school days, right?
He's
good
like worst case scenario.
Yeah. And he basically went to the TSA guy and like casually asked him like, yo, you know, what's better to do? And he said to take it through carry on.
The TSA guy wasn't like, why are you asking?
Well, it was Denver.
Partner?
It was Denver.
Oh, so they were just, but I feel like you can't divulge that information. I'm sure you could Google it, but he just like straight up told him, maybe he was homies with them.
I don't know. Denver's pretty fucking lax on shit.
Damn. TSA was just like, yo, this is how you do it.
I will say, don't try that shit in Texas, or here, actually.
No fucking shit.
You will get arrested. But
we're like, you can bring your gun, but
yeah,
not your mushrooms.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that?
No, you legally can. Well, it has to be like in a safe box, not loaded, and like all these things. But like, yeah. You can. You can.
Brian was like, Brian obviously he's in the military. He has like a lot of guns downstairs and things and like from his military days. And he's like, so you should probably like know how to like use these. And I'm like, yeah, probably. Like maybe we should go to like a shooting range or something.
No, that's true. Gun safety is for real. My dad would never let me. Obviously, I have a gun. I talked about it on the podcast before because everyone in America has one. If everyone didn't have one, I probably wouldn't feel the need to have one. Right. But me, I'm pretty 50-50. I don't want the Second Amendment to be taken away. I don't want all the crazy people that are like, they're stripping us of our laws. I'm like, first of all, relax.
Yeah.
Second of all, I do feel safer as a female in Tennessee with a gun that lives alone. However, I'm gonna be honest, if everyone in America, like other countries, if everyone in America couldn't have a gun, I would not feel the need to have a gun.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So like two things can exist at once, and I feel very passionate about my stance being not really it's a stance. It's just not like hard on one way, because it's like, it's frustrating when someone wants you to pick a side. I'm like,
that's how I feel about everything in general though.
Same.
I'm just like, everyone relax. There's the perspectives like on in
any scale.
It is like everyone's experience is totally different from my own, from everybody else's.
I just don't like people telling me how to feel. It's like my main thing. One thing about this podcast that I'm trying to be better about is like being 100% myself and not being like, how would that make this person feel? How would that make that person feel? I care about how you guys feel, but I'm also allowed to say how I feel. And
absolutely.
But all that to be said, gun safety, I have guns, and I hope that doesn't upset people that are listening to this, but it is legal and safe, because my dad was really adamant about it. And I am like this too. I'm like, if you're going to have a gun, you better know how. My dad says you better know how to not only shoot it, like shoot it at a gun range, right, but you better know how to, this is his personal stance, I don't know if this is over the top, but he says you need to know how to take it apart and put it back together.
And clean it and then put it back together, probably.
Well,
I don't know if you said
I've never cleaned it. Like,
I've
my
never
dad
met
cleans
your dad.
it.
I've never met your dad.
Me, I never met your dad. My dad cleans it maybe every once in a while if I ask him to. I've never shoot it unless we're out of range. But like, he's like, you should be able to take this gun apart and put it back together. It's like, if you're a doctor, you should be able to like take apart my body, put it back together. I just feel like if you're using something that can lethally kill someone, then you better know what the fuck you're picking up and putting down. Like, like I've never shot it ever in my life other than at a gun range, but like I know how to take it apart, put it back together, and shoot it, not in a scared way, not in a like, oh, I don't know what to do here. Like, I know what to do with it. So
and speaking of past lives, in a past life I was a fucking spy. Okay, any spy movie I see, I'm like, that is me. So I know that I knew how to like kick ass and like murder somebody if need be. And like, and because even now, like my instinct, I could never So like I could never kill an animal. Like I cried. I hit a squirrel once and I sobbed for like 3 hours. Like
That's happened to me before.
So sensitive. But the thought of like killing somebody that
wishes harm upon you.
Well, came at my family or at somebody that I loved or a friend. Like
in a lethal way, yeah.
Yeah, in a lethal way. Immediately, no thought, I would kill them back. Like, I'd kill them back. What am I saying?
I would kill them back.
I would kill them back. But I would take them the fuck down. And like, it doesn't even faze me. Like, it's not even a question. Whereas like an animal, I'm like, like I can't do it. I'm like kind of a sociopath, but not quite there. You know what I mean?
I feel like I straddle that line often. I really do.
No, I had to figure out the other day. We're so fucking sidetracked, but doesn't matter.
So, you know what's crazy, you guys? When I tell you I haven't picked up this notepad once, I worried because I was like, normally if it's like people that I have on the podcast all the time, I'm like, I don't even need notes. It's fine. But if it's a guest who I'm taking seriously, I'm like, we have things to talk about. I have questions. We're going to get to a point. I swear I'm like, I do the right thing. I'm a good interviewer and I write notes. I told producer Courtney right before we started this, I go, I don't have that many notes, but I have a feeling, did I not say this? I have a feeling Haley and I are going to be like Anna Grace and I just kind of like go off on tangents. And
we're just here to fuck around.
We're just going to fuck around. But I was like, but just in case, like I might need to go back and like write some more notes. We might need to take a break. Literally, I'm looking at the timestamp. We're at like almost an hour, which means we, by the way, do have to wrap this up soon. But Haley, you're coming back on the podcast and I'm not going to, if you're listening to this podcast and you wanted to know about Haley, I'm sorry.
Sorry guys.
I'm sorry. We're going to talk about it later. We're going to talk about it later because please continue. You were saying you have no threshold for being a sociopath.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I obviously am not because I love people and I love
humans too. I never want to kill one as long as I live. But I hope that if I'm ever in a situation, I'm able to protect myself.
But if another human came at somebody that I loved, then there would be no question. Like
I hope maybe if I could just like say something really mean to them, they'd be like, and they would leave.
Yeah. The problem is like in my head, I just immediately think like I go to like, you know, Angelina Jolie and Wanted, and I like curve the bullet and fucking blow their brains out.
Taylor and I just rewatched Mr. and Mr. Smith, and I was like, first of all, I'm turned on, and I don't mean to be in the bed with my best friend when I'm turned on, but like that is such a sexy movie. Like that movie is so hot.
You're like, oh, I can't.
No, I wasn't like anything.
I feel like we've almost provided the same thing.
And we're like, no. No, but I genuinely, like, I truly was like, I forgot I haven't watched that movie. I watched that movie in theaters. Maybe I've watched it here and there, like, so whenever. But, like, that is such a cool movie. But it's so funny how, like, America just, like, makes, like, killing people sexy in some forms. Right. They're just like, yeah, it's hot. Kill 85 people at once, right? But then you get to fuck Brad Pitt, so it's fine.
Right, exactly. And you get to, like, ruin a marriage. Like, totally.
You're like, it's fine.
No, it's fine. But also...
Oh, my God, Jennifer Aniston shouts out.
Yeah.
Hey. No, we remember, hey. We got you, J.A.
Hey, fuck that shit. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? I asked Taylor when we were watching it, I go, isn't this the movie that made Brad and Angelina fall in love? And and she was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I read that in 17, whenever it was like 2005.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Because when you were like, it was so hot. And I was like, well, that's...
Yep. And that's what happened. Her photo shoot that just came out.
Yeah, it was hot.
I thought it was so hot. I got so many DMs from people being like, she looks completely different. She's had so much work done. I do not know if this is an unpopular opinion. I literally think that she has, out of all celebrities, let herself age so well.
Yes.
Like,
no, whoever sent you those DMs, you're wrong. I'm sorry. Like, you don't have to like me because whatever, but like, that's wrong. That's a wrong opinion.
And I didn't even want to say this because it felt mean to type, but I literally wrote back to a couple of them because a couple of them were my friends that were like, does she not look so bad?
Okay, well now.
No, I don't care. I told them the same thing. I said, I literally feel like she looks like, they're like, she looks so bad in the face. And I go, no, she looks like a 55-year-old version of herself from Friends. She's aged and she let herself age.
Right.
Courtney Cox has come out and said, I regret the plastic surgery I got in my 30s and 40s. I wish I could reverse it. I cannot. Yeah. I wish I would have let myself age gracefully. Jennifer Aniston, I truly am not even that big of a stan. Like, I'm not even like some weird, creepy, like Swiftie for Jennifer Aniston. I'm genuinely just saying, I really respect the way she's let herself age.
Yeah.
Has she had some work done? I'm sure.
We all have.
I'm sure she's gotten some things done.
Well, I speak for myself, like, but everyone relax.
Literally, yeah. I'm like, Botox, all the things. I'm like, sure, she's done those things. But at the end of the day, I just feel like she's done it really gracefully. I don't think she's had any massive under the knife work done. And I'm really like going to bat for her here because everyone's like, she looks so bad. I'm like, she doesn't. She looks like an older version of herself because she is.
Right. Well,
sorry, I just really went off on a tangent there, like as one does. But
no, but I mean, yeah, let's stand. J.A.
Me, I'm
baby.
like, fuck Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston, you look great. You know,
Fuck cheating. And also,
I do think, to be fair, Angelina Jolie is also letting herself age very beautifully and gracefully.
oh, she's so hot.
I also do think she sold her soul to aliens for sure, because like I don't kind of think she is aging.
Dude, that's a whole nother podcast. That is a whole nother
Guys,
fucking podcast.
tune the fuck in. I'm gonna have to wrap this up because we are at an hour. There's this one thing that I've been thinking about that we never finished, and I don't want to wrap it up like this. Please don't use this for the clickbait part of the podcast that I have to post on Instagram because my boyfriend's mom does follow me. But like, I do need to reiterate back to when I was talking about how I have hemorrhoids, and I bought this pair of Amazon leggings. It was when I was talking about how James and I work out now, or how I work out now, and James and me like it. And I'm like, you know what? I finally feel that feeling of like, whoa, after I'm done working out, I'm like, I feel good. I'm glad I did that, which I never would have thought I would have felt in my life. But I bought this pair of Amazon leggings because I suffer from the disease, no hepatol, the ones that like scrunch up your butt.
Yes.
I put them on. I was like, iconic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
This just gave me a butt. Oh my God. This is like the best. I bought them in every color. They were only $24. I'll link them.
Amazon.
I
Right?
like Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I bought them in every color. They're the best things ever. They like cinch my waist in.
Yeah.
They give me a booty.
Yeah.
They
Oh, no.
do, because the whole concept of them is putting a little like thread cinch up your, like basically it gives you a sexy wedgie.
Right.
It gives you a sexy wedgie so that you can, and we're like, we can use sexy wedgie in the clickbait. That's a good one. But like it gives you a sexy wedgie to like give the illusion you have butt, one cheek, two cheek, right? Blue cheek, red cheek. But like I did a leg workout for the first, I'd only like gone and done like arm workouts.
Right.
And then one day I had a leg workout. I literally was like, okay, so this is where I cannot wear these leggings, because when I'm like spreading my legs to do like this or that or whatever exercise I'm doing, that little thread was just fucking tickling my hemorrhoid the whole time.
Tickling the hemorrhoid.
Yeah, no,
that
it's
is
not
not
a
where I
vibe.
thought you were gonna go with that.
You can't wear those leggings if you suffer from an ailment of hemorrhoids. You can't, because it's just like really up there.
Where is a hemorrhoid?
Butthole.
Okay. I actually didn't know. I was like,
Google it.
I gotta ask. How do I ask this
It's
casually?
unfortunate. I really should just like it's easy to have it removed. I feel like, you know what? So many people have them and nobody talks about it. And I used to be a lot more graphic on my podcast with Mary Carlisle back in the day, because like it was just a lot more sexual and graphic. And I always think to myself, I'm so glad this podcast did not like stay in that era.
Yeah.
Because like there's just more to me than like talking about that kind of stuff. But I
Yeah.
also don't want to lose myself. And at the end of the day, like, you know, hemorrhoids are a thing. And I bet so many people listening to this podcast, a lot of them are probably mothers and, you know, got them from like normal things like birth. That happens a lot.
God.
But like they're a fucking thing.
No,
They're a thing.
I honestly, I think you should do whatever. What's the downtime?
Can't be too sure. I should look it up.
You should.
Dude, can some
because
hemorrhoid surgeon sponsor this podcast or what?
yeah. Honestly, you guys hit up Shannon
Hey, you guys,
to
like,
remove her hemorrhoids.
hit her up. Okay. We are having Haley back.
Sorry, Courtney.
All we wanted to talk about was nothing we talked about. I had
Literally
I had so many plans for this podcast. Like I dead ass had so many ideas. This was not even remotely, I didn't scratch the surface. Haley used to live in LA. She moved to Nashville. Let's just give a little teaser. You moved from LA to Nashville. Everyone wants to know about that. People want to know how you got into your career as a wedding photographer. The poor brides that are listening to this that literally were like, I have so many questions about her being a wedding photographer. I'm like, sorry. We talked about drugs and hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
A lot of questions about LA. I had all these fucking juicy questions. I had a question about like, who's the most famous person you've ever been at a party with? Whatever. We're not going to get to any of that. I'm really sorry, but I'm officially inducting you into the Boof Squad.
Boof Squad, baby.
This was a very chaotic episode, and I'm very sorry, but also I'm not sorry. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you needed to put that shit in like lower speed so you can keep up, keep up.
Honestly, anybody that follows me too, they wouldn't expect anything less.
Anything less.
I don't think.
Cheers. Thanks for listening.
Cheers.